Welcome, everybody, to yet another special episode of The Cult of Comics. I am your host, Tyler Brown, and today I am joined by my usual cohorts and criminals, Josh Craven and Sean Walsh. Boys, how we doing?
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, it's Friday.
It is Friday. You have a
Woohoo!
family.
I have a family.
So, we just finished, I just finished watching WandaVision, and while you patiently...
I watched it 12 hours ago.
Waiting for you.
waited for me to finish the episode, so that way you could actually get on this with me, and I could have been a little bit faster with it. I won't admit. Yeah, I took about 2 hours to watch a single episode, I think is what the record has been now. But there was a little bit to unpack here, not a crazy amount. I think we should just
Not a lot. Not a lot to
Not really.
unpack.
Just a
Did you watch the
smidge.
same
Not really.
episode I did?
I mean, it was just okay. It was kind of just...
Fucking hell.
It was okay. It was just like an okay episode, you know. I think we can just get into it. Spoiler alert: this episode was moderately mediocre and room temperature at best. Just as going in. Oh, you guys disagree?
Okay, well, just let's get into some news first. Tyler will no longer be in the podcast anymore going forward.
I see.
Due
I
to
see
creative
how it
differences.
is.
All right.
All
There
right.
can
We're
be
starting a
only
third one.
I'm coming for you, Sean.
This is welcome to Cult of Comics, episode 5000, Highlander sequel 5.
Welcome to the cult of me. Witness me.
The Cult of Craven. I like that, actually. I'm gonna start that. I'm gonna start
Yeah.
that trending on Twitter.
Welcome to my clan. Wait.
Ooh. Anyway, so this has been an interesting start. Why don't we? What do we want to jump into first? Do you want to do a breakdown of what happened?
Yeah. Let's
Go
start
for it.
at the beginning.
Okay.
Very good place to start.
Yeah. It's
Good
one of the best places
old-fashioned
to
witch
start.
I kind of want to
Garden.
start at the end.
Let's do something really controversial and like start in the middle and work
Yeah,
like
meet us
backwards and
halfway.
forward at once. Let's do
Backwards
like
and forwards
Memento
and
where like
backwards.
let's do Memento where like one timeline's moving forward while the other's moving backwards and eventually it meets in the middle.
No, we could do the romance version, which is like the last 5 years with Anna Kendrick.
In the last 5 years.
Okay, so you know what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Burn the
so what do you
witch.
want to?
Burn the witch.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Jumping right into it. The opening sequence in this episode reveals.
Wait. Did we do a spoiler warning? If you haven't watched WandaVision yet,
Oh, wait. Sean, hang on. Josh has a family. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Josh has a family.
Spoilers.
If you haven't
Moon
watched
Knight.
WandaVision yet, if you haven't watched WandaVision episode 8 yet,
Get the fuck off
what
the
are you
show.
doing
Get out of
here?
here. What are you doing?
Fuck
Yeah.
off. Reevaluate your life. Watch the episode.
Check
If
out
you haven't
yourself.
wa-
Look
if you
at your
haven't-
life. Look at choices.
If you haven't watched any of WandaVision, you should not be here right now. Like, fuck off.
Like, if you're trying to watch this and you're just like, I don't actually want to watch this
Like,
fucking show and everybody else is
why
watching
have
the
you
show.
clicked on WandaVision season 1 episode 8 review?
No, but definitely stick
It's like-
around because we need the views.
Oh yeah.
There are people that are like that, though, who are like, I don't really want to go see this. I'm just going to go, like, check this out. I'm just going to see what this
Yeah,
is
I don't
gonna
want to
be.
watch this 40-minute episode. I'd rather go watch this, hour-long podcast.
Yeah,
Of
right,
three
exactly.
monotone white guys talking about it.
Hey, we
Dropping
got rid of
curse
2
words
monotone
everywhere.
white guys, so it's got to be
We started
better,
as
right?
5, we're down to 3.
We're trimming the fat just a little bit. So jumping right into it, we get the secret origin of Katniss Everdeen, burning at the stake. This girl is on fire, and we learn that she was in fact a witch. She has been a witch since 1693 in Salem, Massachusetts. And what was her real name? Agatha Harkness. That's what it is.
Yep.
The name escaped me for some reason. Her
So you
mother,
went-
along
so
with
you went
another,
Katniss Everdeen instead.
because this girl is on fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
I
like
got
that
it.
song by Rihanna.
Come on. Get into our American references.
So,
Too
with
colonial
the
for me.
you're the most. Never mind. I'm not getting into it right now. Anyways, you're fucking British. So the opening sequence lets us see that Agatha Harkness's secret origin is tied to her coven of witches or coven of witches, depending on where you're from.
Who says
and,
Coven?
People from Minnesota.
Her,
That is
her craven
disgusting.
of witches.
I know, it's great.
Maybe.
Yeah, her
No,
craven
no,
of witches.
no one says that. No one says that.
her craven clan.
Witches.
When you notice that her mother is burning her at the stake, and they're all trying to do their wicked witch stuff, and just and do like the hand thing that they were doing, and they were like fingering her. I'm just wondering, like when they were fingering her and they were sucking the life force out of her, or she was sucking the life force out of them.
I think they were trying to like burst her, like put so much energy
Something.
into her that she roasts like a pig. Maybe
It felt like one of
she
those
starts
bubbles.
like yeah, she just starts like absorbing it. Like I don't think she intentionally absorbed it. She was just like, oh, this is happening.
Yeah, like I don't think she had any control over what was going on. I actually was kind of surprised by it because Mephisto didn't show up yet again, and I'm just leaving.
They're saving him. He's gonna come in at the last minute in the last.
I am
episode.
left wanting at this point because
I'm here
just
to
wanting...
talk about the Mephisto initiative.
I want Red Dick Daddy to come down and just swarm everybody with this
come down
witch stuff. Come down. Sorry, come on everything.
No, I thought you meant come up from hell, but no, is he coming down? Where's he coming down from?
Mephisto, the devil
He's
came down from Georgia, and he was looking for a soul to steal. He was a little bit of a bind because he was way behind on his rent, and because the rent is too damn high. Anyways, did you notice her mom had the crown when she was like, ah?
Yeah, a sort of crown.
That looked like Scarlet Witch's like headdress thing a little bit. Is that just me, or am I reaching?
No,
I don't know. It had more than just the horns on the side. Like I think it
had two in the middle as well.
Yeah.
Did it really?
It had four.
I'm gonna be honest with you.
You watched it more recently than me and Josh.
So the thing about that, yeah, well, so I may have paused it at one point because my dog was trying to eat my food off of my plate while I was watching the show. So that probably had something to do with that. That was probably right around that point. That's like the only time I could really paused it though. But I was kind of more focused on the fact that that actress who's playing Agatha Harkness, what's her name?
Catherine Hahn.
Katniss Everdeen was really looking very impressively. Like the CG was really, really good.
Yeah,
I was really blown away.
Her look very young. She's like
these deepfakes,
like
man. They're
20.
getting better and better every single day, and it's kind of concerning me. Like I just saw one the other night.
Marvel are the master de-agers, aren't they?
They are a little bit. I mean,
they had an entire movie of Samuel L. Jackson in his 30s.
Yeah,
that is very true. That I will.
Young Clark Gregg too.
Yeah, and Clark Gregg, but Samuel L. Jackson was like a main character in the movie.
To be fair, though, Sam Jackson, if you were to tell me just off the street, and I had never seen him before in anything, and you were to tell me he was 70-something years old, I'd be like, no way.
This man is crazy.
Isn't that insane? You
know
what they say?
Crack.
I was just gonna say that. I was literally just thinking that. No, it's impressive. I mean,
he hasn't aged since Star Wars.
Actually, I would agree with that. I would say he's got a little bit chubbier.
When you shave your head, it's hard to tell.
Maybe. I mean,
if you see him in like Django Unchained, he's got the gray hair.
Oh well, they added like layers of prosthetics to actually make him look old, which is hilarious because like he must have been that age in that movie for that character.
He was at least in his 60s in that movie.
Wait, well, maybe a little bit older.
How old is he now?
Say. He's like 74, something like that. I don't know. Anyways, no, I was. I will say this. I agree with some comments that I have seen and heard, which is that this is one of the cheesier episodes. There's a lot of.
Did no one else watch the first 3 episodes?
Those are intentionally cheesy and specifically tied to, which by the way, Mary Tyler Moore and Dick Van Dyke did not see that coming. I didn't see that being tied to the first couple of episodes whatsoever. I'm actually really surprised. Yeah, no, I'm pleasantly surprised by it. I don't remember that at all.
I don't think we mentioned Dick Van Dyke.
I don't remember talking about Dick Van Dyke at all. I remember Bewitched. I remember I Love Lucy.
Yeah, that was episode 2, but episode 1 was basically like Dick Van Dyke and the Honeymooners.
See, well,
like
if you had said the Honeymooners, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
But
we can see like they showcase when they're showing those parts, they're like, we copied the kitchen from Dick Van Dyke, almost the entire, house.
Yeah. No, it was actually, I also got to say the reveal for digging back into Wanda's memory about all of these things. I loved that little callback. I love that this is the connection for all the sitcoms. Having a break. I'm jumping ahead a little bit. Okay, so jumping from the burning of the witch and the Salem witch trials in 1693. Love that they actually stuck with that for Agatha Harkness's origin story.
Yeah. I'm looking at the crown right now. It almost looks like, maybe thorns or hands that are just like this.
I wouldn't be surprised if it was like a crown of thorns or something, because that was like a traditional.
Right around, I mean, it wraps around to the side too. There's stuff over here. It's right around the 5-minute mark.
Huh, okay. Jumping from that, we go back to Agatha Harkness interrogating Wanda. Wanda's unable to.
I think this is probably like the best scene out of the whole episode. The two of them going back and forth.
I really enjoyed it. I can't
Yeah.
say that there was anything about it I disagreed with.
I liked how we got some insight into real magic in the MCU.
Absolutely.
Before this, we had WandaVision. We had Wanda, but it was more.
Yeah. Well, we
didn't
Doctor
have any
Strange as well.
explanation. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was where we really got some sort of magic. But even then, it was more kind of science-y as opposed to proper spells and.
Yeah. I would agree with that, like a science fiction-y kind of manipulation more than anything else. And everybody was talking about how like she was a psychokinetic or a telekinetic.
Like there weren't. When we think of magic, you do think of like runes and spells and like that kind of thing. But in Doctor Strange, it was much more
hand gestures and.
You're like.
I mean, there were still like the symbols and stuff.
World.
They got it.
Yeah.
I mean, he does the hand motions.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
There's
I mean,
incantations.
it's not,
I mean, what more do you want?
But in specific, Agatha Harkness was speaking Latin when she was casting those spells to Wanda to show her that she is also, a witch and that she's got a lot of practice that's been going into this.
She's got like the runes around the room. She's like, you should know in a room with runes.
You should know all these basic things. Why don't you know this?
And I called it. She sensed the whole thing that Wanda was doing and then came.
You did predict that.
Up until this point, she had no idea how she was doing it. She's just been observing, kind of moving things slightly in a different direction.
However, you didn't make a $5 bet on it, so you get nothing.
I didn't.
By the way, do I lose that $5?
Technically not, because my bet was, we'll just say, she does say it is a fake Pietro.
Pietro.
Yeah. No, I made a bet saying he was the witness protection person.
Crystalline possession. Okay. I googled that. Nothing came up. A couple articles about it from this, but
he might still be the witness protection. We don't know yet, but as of now,
that's a possibility.
I haven't won the bets. Yeah.
How interesting would this be if like she just happenstance like accidentally like grabbed some dude that just happened to be like the perfect fit from an alternate reality? Like I maybe it's a reach. Maybe this is just
it's a joke from the creators. They were like, oh hey guys, this will be really fun. The fans will be freaking out over this.
Well, I mean, Agatha says she wasn't exactly responsible for that version of.
Well, no, she said that she didn't like manipulate her from nothing, but she said that she couldn't like go and get the original body, right, because he was full of holes. So like,
for one, he's on a different continent. It was hard to do that. Full of holes.
Yeah. I thought that Scratchy was gonna be her son, so I was really surprised that like
we might come back to that.
Yeah, I don't think.
Well, after she fed the bird to them, which by the way, watching a bunny eat a bird is really funny to me.
Well, it was a cicada by the time it reached the bunny.
Maybe. Okay. The first time that they bring Wanda back into her memories to try to dig about like why she's so powerful with this and why this is happening, the first thing that I thought of was, this is going to tie back to the commercials, and I was right, because the first thing that happens is that
This was when I messaged
some of them, but not all of them.
Not all of them. No.
This was when I messaged you guys sort of the 10-minute mark saying, what if the cameo is Aaron Johnson back?
Yeah.
That would be... I didn't see that in the chat. I'm actually happy that wasn't the case, because that would have been really cheap to me.
But even in the next episode, like I'm wondering if we get her like creating a vision of him or something. A vision. Haha, see what I did there, guys.
Yeah.
Like whether she creates a construct of him to sort of, I don't know. I did not notice her come in.
I heard it.
I have no idea what just happened. That was an experience. She just like grabbed the dog and she's like, get that fucker out of here. All right. Anyways, continue. Sorry.
What was I saying?
I have no idea.
it was
Aaron Taylor Johnson.
Yeah.
Yeah, just I wonder if she will sort of bring him back as like a construct to sort of heal
not?
a bit. I don't know.
I-
It's a theory. We're
Bring
still
everybody
theorizing about this big cameo reveal that
I'm telling you
we
though,
may or may not have gotten in this episode.
at this point, because of the way the show's kind of going, I would be really surprised if it wasn't something that was really predictable, like Doctor Strange. At this point, I kind of felt like I said,
Doctor Strange will definitely be in it. Like, I have no doubt in my mind he's going to be in the last episode. But
sure.
that's not a Luke Skywalker level reveal.
Well, I mean, it depends on who
It's
you
also
ask.
not. It's also not an actor Paul Bettany's wanted to work with his whole life.
Benedict Cumberbatch.
Yeah, like
How long has he been around?
Sherlock was 2010.
Which, by the way, they never actually ended up bringing that show back. Like, there's supposed to be another season or so, right?
Yeah, Stephen Moffat confirmed that him and this is before season 4 aired. They were like, "Oh yeah, me and Mark Gatiss have written we've plotted the outline of season 4 and 5," and then season 4 ended, and they were like, "That's it, folks. Maybe no more. Maybe." Season 4 was
Really?
bad.
Yeah,
I was so disappointed.
Stephen
Anyway,
Moffat is one of
WandaVision.
those-
All right.
I don't want it to be something as predictable as just, Doctor Strange. I would pray
Doctor Strange
that
will
it's either
definitely be in it. Like, I have
I'm
no doubt in my
praying-
mind he
Yeah,
will be in it.
definitely going to be Doctor Strange at the end.
Yeah.
I'm
At
praying
least by the end.
I'm praying that it's going to be either Ian McKellen or Patrick Stewart. That
Or
would be
Michael
that would
Fassbender.
be I don't think that would fall in line with Paul Bettany saying that he would want to work with him.
Yeah.
I think we're kind of assuming that it's somebody that it's somebody who's going to be older, right?
And Paul Bettany and Benedict Cumberbatch have worked together in the past on a separate movie.
Good point. Good point. Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, towards the end of this episode, we're getting to the potential, like, whether the cameo thing was a joke.
So those two commercials from the first episodes 1 and 2, both kind of they directly tied into what happened in those first couple memories with Hydra and the Stark Industries missile, the tick, tick, tick. I want to talk about what you're using as the thumbnail because I'm confused about what I saw.
We will get to that in a bit. I want to talk about the scene, the childhood memory Wanda has of her parents.
Okay.
This scene was heart-wrenching to me.
Mm-hmm.
This is
Okay.
where we really get the...
Oh, it really shocked me.
Yeah, we get... This first thing is her dad's like a DVD salesman or something,
Yeah.
trying to make ends meet.
Maybe like bootleg, like here's things I've brought from,
From my experience, from my trips to Europe, it is definitely bootleg DVDs. Not to stereotype Europe, but I've been there a lot. There's a lot of bootleg DVDs, but just being sold on the street there.
Yeah.
I mean, okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's all the TV shows and sitcoms that the previous episode's been based on.
Sure.
So you have Malcolm in the Middle, you have Bewitched, you have the Dick Van Dyke Show.
I Love Lucy.
I don't think I said Dick Van Dyke. I think I leaned more on to I Love Lucy.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, you had mentioned that before.
They play Dick Van Dyke in here, and you can see the kitchen, his kitchen, their kitchen.
Oh, it looks eerily similar. Yeah.
And even him falling over the stool
for
in that
episode.
Yeah, he fell over the stool in that episode they watched, and in the first episode, Vision walks through the stool.
Yeah.
Oh,
they basically told you this is the episode, guys.
Yeah.
So they're watching that, and I'm like, I know the bomb is coming. I know something's gonna happen.
I didn't expect it.
And then
I wasn't expecting it.
I didn't either.
Barely forgot about it because I was watching them watch this show, and
Same.
then it happened.
See, that's
to
me how you make a good show. That's really good cinematography.
I was sat in the break room at work watching it, and when the bomb went off, I audibly gasped and put my hand to my mouth.
I actually did this. I was like, "Oh God!" Like a jump.
Like I was literally just sat at a table with people around. I was just watching on my phone, like complete neutral expression on my face. And I was like, and people like looked at me. And, I was like,
and then the Stark Industry, the missile that didn't go off is just sitting right in front of them. We see, kid Wanda try and,
magic it
do a
away
little
or something.
hex on it. So it's like she
yeah,
had the powers.
She mentions like the
all
shenanigans.
along.
She's like, they wake up and it's all okay.
Mm-hmm.
So they reference having probability control.
Yeah. Which is interesting. I'll save that comment for the end of the episode. Continue on.
This whole scene with them as kids, like, it really played on my emotions. Like, not just the bomb, but the whole thing, like the before and then the aftermath as well. In like a minute and a half, 2.5 minute scene, they made me care about these kids and the parents.
Yeah.
Mm.
I'm also really happy that they actually had them speak Sokovian instead of just English. Like, even if it was just a little bit, I'm appreciative when they do that.
I saw it pointed out that the mom does the Sokovian hello by coming up behind
The
Wanda
hands.
right before
Yeah.
they start watching the episode.
Sean
puts her
pointed
eyes
that out.
over it.
Yeah,
Who
yeah, yeah. That
who
was
pointed
really
that out to you, Josh? Who pointed that out to you?
I saw it on Reddit.
I think I sent it to you as well.
You did send it in the chat. I
Maybe.
loved that. Yeah, no, I was really impressed by that too. I kind of thought that the conflict that was going on in the backdrop was going to be the thing that, like, led on from that scene. So I was really surprised that that was the sequence with the bomb. Like, I knew it was kind of coming, but I was like, how are they going to do this? And then it happened.
Yeah.
What did you guys think of the Hydra sequence?
It was very interesting. Like they mentioned that no one's ever survived direct contact with the stone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so the stone pops out of the scepter, breaks out of its casing, right when she's about to touch it, and then we see the Mind Stone. Right, it's the Mind Stone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We see
That's
the
the thing
Mind
I'm
Stone
confused about
inside of
this.
that, and it interacts with Wanda. They see the whole thing happening. The doctors are witnessing it, but they go back to watch the video later, and it's just like
And
the
it just
TV show.
cuts to
That whole
her.
section has been cut.
Yeah. I'm really confused about this. Why is it that the Mind Stone is the thing that's made her, like, get this again? Why is it not the Reality Stone? It seems weird.
Maybe
like a weird choice.
If the magic is all the thoughts that you have, you control it with your mind. Maybe it, gave her a, evolutionary jump up.
I have a theory. And
But I'm gonna need more.
I think we mentioned, I have a theory, but I want more. I think, Ty, you briefly mentioned in a previous episode about could the Phoenix Force stories be done with Wanda. And when I saw this scene of like the big like glowing lights and stuff, it reminded me of the Phoenix Force.
See, I kind of felt like the same way, the way that it looks very holy and it looks like she's descending down. But
And I'm wondering if they're going to do some adaptation of a Phoenix Force story with Wanda.
God,
instead.
I hope not.
With
God, I hope not.
No, I think that was just her. I mean, we have the screenshot that we were going to use for the cover. That's where that comes from.
Yeah,
the thumbnail of this episode is Wanda's
did somebody
vision.
just enhance that picture, or you said it might have come from
someone said they used
poster?
AI to enhance it. I don't know what that means.
Artificial
I know
intelligence.
what
enhance-
AI means, but
How they utilized it.
I feel like they just threw around words like I used AI to develop my 3D printer.
Yeah, machine
What?
learning.
Yeah, code day. I feel like it meant to express to me that it's like an unlocking of her abilities or like the potential of who she could be. But the entire time I'm thinking to myself, it's the Sokovian fortune teller experience that she had mentioned in the Halloween episode. That's what I'm thinking this entire time. So I'm just sitting there like, well, okay, what does this have to do with Sokovian fortune telling? And I know that's not anything to do with this episode, but I'm just still confused about that.
I really don't know, because as Josh said, like it's weird the Mind Stone's the one showing her it when I don't know, because it seems like it's a glimpse of what's to come.
Yeah.
And it's like, how does
I
the
think it
Mind
just
Stone...
gives them that kind of. I mean, some, either they're going to be mutants and it's unlocking their mutant gene, or it's just some way of enhancing the latent abilities they already have.
Yeah, because
guess,
this episode establishes that she did have some magical powers before she was experimented on, because she prevented the bomb going off that crashed into the house.
Yes, and they Agatha Harkness had mentioned that if it wasn't for the Infinity Stone, those magical abilities would have just dissipated and gone away.
I think she called them like latent powers.
Yeah,
would have just worn off.
Something like that, yeah.
Because she didn't practice. She's not put any time into harnessing them.
Yeah.
I'm just going to make a prediction really quick. I don't think that she or any of the Maximoffs have any mutant tie whatsoever. I don't think that that's going to be the case at all. I think that they're going to stick to their guns on the whole retconning of the Maximoffs being not mutants and being pretenders. Like, because even in the Hickman comics, they're talking about how she's a pretender.
Pietro didn't have any latent abilities, why would the stone not kill him? Where would it like?
Yeah, I'm still curious how
the bet is that he has interacted with the stone as well to get his powers.
Yeah, I'm curious how the Mind Stone. Why did the Mind Stone give him speed powers?
That's to say that I can understand why the Mind Stone. Anything.
Yeah, because
he could believe he was fast.
If you can dream it, you can do it.
You know, if Aaron Taylor Johnson was going to appear in an episode, I feel like this flashback would have been the time to do it.
Yeah, I agree.
But I think this episode established something that is going to potentially bring mutants in. And we'll talk to it a little when we get to the part of the episode with it in.
I know what you're talking about, and I don't think so. I don't know. So, I feel like, if anything, Wanda is the one that gave her powers to Pietro. I feel like that's what probably happened.
That is a very good point.
Probably, maybe.
But yeah. Next, we have
that's the only thing I can think of, though.
It's a very good point, because how could the Mind Stone give Pietro speed powers? Like, I can understand the Mind Stone can give telekinesis and like mind.
Like, okay, the only thing that I can possibly think of is that it's like the Mind Stone somehow unlocks the thing inside of people's minds, like a genetic code that allows the mutation to occur. But that's like really far-reaching.
There's a name for that genetic code. The mutant gene.
Isn't that what I said?
Gene. When did you say that?
We'll rewind the tape.
Play it back. Play it back.
Yeah. Oh well.
So after the Hydra sequence, what do we have?
It's a scene sort of just before Civil War era, where Wanda and Vision are living on the Avengers compound.
It's a really cute scene.
Yeah, I really like this. And
so she's. We have watching DVDs or watching TV shows has kind of become her coping mechanism.
We have a big cameo appearance by Bryan Cranston playing Hal from Malcolm in the Middle.
I guess. I mean, it's just a recording.
It's stock footage, but it's still.
Yeah.
I saw that. I was like, Bryan Cranston in an episode of WandaVision. Cool.
Yeah, nice. And Dick Van Dyke. So
yeah, and Dick
really
Van Dyke.
Really quick. I just got to get this out of the way. Did you guys know that Samuel L. Jackson is such a big fan of Breaking Bad? He actually wanted to bring Breaking Bad into the Marvel Universe.
I don't believe that.
That's elaborate on my story. Tell me more.
He actually went to Kevin Feige and wrote out a script. Sam Jackson wrote out a script because he was such a big fan of Breaking Bad, where he was going to have him
smokes meth.
Where Sam Jackson as Nick Fury is in the show Breaking Bad. Like, he loved the show so much, he wanted them to come together.
All right, I'm gonna put my new theory out there. We're gonna see Dick Van Dyke. We're gonna see Dick Van Dyke in the next episode as just,
Magneto.
A janitor or something. He'll be the new Stan Lee.
Just constantly showing up randomly.
Breaking Bad being in the Marvel Universe reminds me of like in Parks and Rec when Patton Oswalt's character does the filibuster.
Oh, the big...
yes, and everything he said was right.
Yeah.
And that's how Star Wars comes into the Marvel Universe. That's it.
Yeah.
Coming in on the Quinjet.
God, that was so good.
Only, as well as that, you've then got Samuel L. Jackson doing the next filibuster when he's bringing Breaking Bad into the universe.
All right.
That was a weird story.
We have some heartwarming discussion between Wanda and Vision.
Yes.
Yes, there is. Yes.
And then we still don't know, what led to all of this happening. So we go through one more door. We're going through all these different doors.
Yeah.
And we wind up at Sword.
Yeah. Which, by the way, blew me away because I actually thought that this made no sense to me because Tyler specifically said that she stole the body. So she didn't at all. No. She literally said goodbye. So what the fuck?
But he had the footage of her blasting the door open and her blasting the window open.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
it was
when we saw it originally. Yeah, because I believe when we saw originally, it would just like sort of flicker and glitch after those points.
Yeah.
And cut out. But yeah, she goes literally to say goodbye, and like Tyler's like, we're dismantling him like he's the most advanced sentient weapon ever made, and we can't
He's
like
like
walk
3
away
billion.
with
That guy, there's a
$3 billion. $3 billion.
billions of dollars. Yeah,
Billions.
Why make billions when you could make millions?
Millions.
Okay.
Okay, so everything this
Brilliant.
guy has said is a lie.
Yeah.
How do we know he's not lying about other things? Like Agatha's
He's
lied
Mephisto.
to us.
He
He's
is
lied
Mephisto.
to us. Like, you know.
He is Mephisto. Agatha's Mephisto. The kids are Mephisto.
Mephisto.
well,
Mephisto.
maybe, like Maria Rambeau isn't dead. Maybe he lied about that.
Everything's a goddamn lie.
Yeah.
The whole reality is a lie. Vision isn't dead. Vision is also dead
I think
and not dead at the same time.
Because we're a cult of comics, we should all pledge our
hail.
souls to Mephisto.
Obviously.
Tomorrow.
Not today. Maybe another time.
I'm busy. They're
Josh
just
has a
like,
family. He can't
what-
sell his
yeah.
living soul.
He has a
I
family,
got this
all right?
thing at 7. It's a whole thing. But they're
All right.
they're taking Vision apart. Why have they waited, 5 years to do this?
Why is it taking
They're
5 years?
It's
Because
like,
vibranium
we waited
is
5
hard as
years.
shit.
It's time to really
Yeah.
just.
No, I mean, I
tear
thought the
this
same
guy
thing,
apart.
but at the same thing, at the same time, I'm thinking to myself, okay, that makes sense that vibranium is that tough, but it doesn't take 5 freaking years. I mean,
Well,
maybe
they're
they just had a
just
hard time
going
getting
to-
the body.
They're just
But-
going to town on this guy. They're just
Yeah,
going
they
to town
are.
on his body.
How long did it take them to get back up and running after 50% of the population disappeared?
That is a really good point. That
I mean,
maybe Sword
the-
wasn't even
the-
around.
The remaining Avengers
Yeah.
have been doing things. Sword has
have
been
no idea.
doing things.
No,
Yeah.
Sword was definitely around because Monica's an agent there,
Yeah.
and she's
Yes.
in Combat's life.
Well,
Well-
this guy and Maria Rambeau, Photon, have been doing stuff.
No. I'm going to clarify this really quick. Remember, the majority of S.H.I.E.L.D. disappeared, and Sword followed after
You mean
that.
a majority of S.H.I.E.L.D. was Hydra?
The majority of S.H.I.E.L.D. was Hydra, and then the
It's kind
majority
of
of
like
that leftover of
Asgard.
S.H.I.E.L.D.
They just
disappeared.
lose a half,
Yeah.
and then they lose another half, and then they lose another half.
Yeah. So we're running a little
Yeah,
long on the
like-
episode than what I was hoping for. So why don't we get to the last part?
All
What
right.
was the last
So,
part?
I mean, this basically covers a good chunk of the show. She goes out, she says her goodbyes to Vision. She's like, fine, whatever. She has a letter that's been provided to her that's basically,
The deed.
the deed to the house.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a
They were going
blueprint.
to
It's like
build-
the house design.
Yeah.
Like,
So
Yeah.
she drives to Westview, and the town is kind of run down. Maybe it
Oh,
looked
very.
better 5 years ago before the blip.
Yeah, we see. Is it Herman?
Herb?
Herb. We see Herb. We see Phil. We see Mrs. Hart.
Yes.
Yeah.
And what I thought was funny is Phil is hanging up a sign for piano lessons, and in episode 2, he's like, "That was my
That's my
mum's
grandmother's
piano,
piano.
grandma's
Yeah.
piano." Yeah,
I don't
Yeah.
know if that was, yeah.
Yeah.
All of his little
so
details.
she's-
Love it.
So she's looking at the deed, and it says to grow old in V.
Yeah.
So this was sold.
and
to,
it's got the little heart from the first episode that was on the calendar.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
See, this is the part what I was talking about where there's a lot of
His name is just-
in this
His
episode.
name
I
is
feel
just
like
the Vision. Nope.
I feel-
that's it.
I
First
feel like-
name the last name Vision.
last name Vision. First name the, last name Vision. That sounds like a
All
rap
right.
song. All right.
So on this deed, I looked into this. Kate Weddle.
Kate.
Kate Weddle. She is the
Mephisto.
assistant art director for the show. She is an assistant
okay.
art director for the show.
So kind of like what they
you
did
pointed
with
out
the
that the names of the cast members was
graveyard.
people
The
who worked on the
gravestones.
show. Oh, sorry, the
Yeah, yeah,
gravestones.
I don't know
was
anything
it?
about any of these other numbers, but yeah.
I thought it was when they were putting the pins on the board with like
Yeah.
who these people really are.
Oh,
It felt
we
felt
need
to
a
me
higher definition video for that.
Yeah. It felt to me like there was a lot of like that kind of okay. What's the name of the guy from The Room? It's Tommy Wiseau. It
Tommy
felt like
Wiseau.
Tommy Wiseau acting with that. That's what
I
that
did
felt
not
like to
hit
me.
her. I did
I
not.
did not.
I did
Oh,
not.
hi, Mark.
Your interpretation of that accent is my new favorite. That's amazing.
I'm not good at
Um,
impressions.
I mean, when she just kind of manifested and basically birthed Vision, I was sitting there like, oh, wait, what? That was really confusing to me because I actually thought that she did steal the body. Lo and behold,
Yeah.
she literally just made him out of nothing, which,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah,
cool.
Hayward's a liar.
Yeah.
Who knew?
Then, who knew? Then you get to the end of the episode, and then you've got a very stereotypical looking Agatha Harkness doing her like witchy thing with the little string of strings on the kiddies' throats. And I'm kind of just like, fucking kill the kids. Just fucking kill them now. Do it. I fucking hate these kids.
If I was an actor, I could not do that without breaking into laughter.
Because it's ridiculous.
It probably takes a couple takes.
It is ridiculous. Like, I saw video on Reddit the other day. You guys might have seen it, but it was Michelle Pfeiffer in the Catwoman suit doing like a scene where she like whipped the heads off the dolls. And when it's like the behind the scenes, like you can see like it doesn't look refined at all. It looks absolutely shit. It's like, how did she do this without laughing?
There's a lot of people. One of my favorite things I've ever seen.
That's part of the job of the director is to get you into that
and the
mindset.
actor.
Yeah.
There was a behind the scenes thing.
It makes me appreciate like the process movies have to go through to get to this point a lot more, because it's not just film cut done. There is a lot of like making
massive details. Yeah. There's a behind the scenes thing that I had seen with the Flash and Supergirl from the CW, and it was the crossover.
Where they're just
he's just doing this, with his hands just waving around, and then she's going blowing her hair, like trying to make it look like it's real. And I'm just thinking to myself, God, if I was that guy, I would just be looking at myself like, what am I doing here? It's like Ian McKellen when he was
then you go and you look at your paycheck
talking
and
all
you're
the
like,
green screen things.
right.
Yeah, you're like, oh right, $5 million. Thank you, officer. Appreciate it. This last sequence,
maybe not that much.
This is the issue I had with this episode is when she says,
Ty's having a stroke. Give him a second.
Sorry, all of a sudden I just like
Buffering.
got really
Buffering.
Is that better? Yeah, it is. Okay. I don't know what happened. All of a sudden I went deaf.
Happens to
I
the best
really
of us.
don't like. I really, really, really don't like that she said, "You're the Scarlet Witch. This is chaos magic." Because I'm just like, no. Why would you do that? I hate that.
You mean
That
like
brings
in,
me into my point.
What? Episode 3 of Star Wars, where it's just like, you shall be Darth Vader?
Vader?
Yes. There we
Vader.
go.
Yes. Darth Vader.
It's like Darth,
Right.
pick a random word.
What means
But
father?
yeah,
Vader.
this brings me into my theory about how the mutant's going to get brought in. Wanda was a mutant all along because they point out she uses chaos magic.
Quote,
For the people on the audio version, I'm heavily doing air quotes right now, like heavily.
He's sorry.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm sorry.
You're not using it
but
right, Joe.
Because in one of the comics this TV series is adapting, Avengers Disassembled, of which we will have a video review coming up of within the next few days. So look for that in the channel. Like and subscribe.
Give us $1.
Yep. Like that's one of the comic series this is directly adapting, like the ideas of. Like that House of M and Tom King's Vision are the 3 series I would say this is adapting the heaviest.
So I'm going to stop you really quick because I'm going to let you know with Avengers Disassembled, they had brought up chaos magic previous to that. And actually what happened with that was Doctor Strange said in it specifically, no, that's not a thing.
That's what
That
I'm
was the
Not a thing.
That's what I'm talking about now.
Well, okay.
That's what I was about to fucking say, Tyler.
Okay, well, I was trying to tell you that chaos magic was acknowledged for a long time through a lot of the Avengers comics.
I guess that, considering it was a big
Acknowledged
shock reveal.
and discarded.
Yeah. Basically, the writer Brian Michael Bendis decided to come in and throw a lot of stuff out because he just does that.
He does that.
Yeah, he does that.
That's literally, he walks into a room and he's like, oh, that looks really cool. Be a shame if I burned everything in this. Let me just destroy everything that we know about this character.
You like this thing right here? You like that?
You like
'Cause
that?
In Avengers Disassembled, they have Doctor Strange show up and he says, I'm the, what's his title? Sorcerer Supreme,
Sorcerer
Lord of
Supreme.
Magic.
I've studied all forms of magic. There's no such thing as chaos magic, is what it says. Yeah.
No such
Now,
thing as-
I will say this. Later on, Dan Slott in a Mighty Avengers run does say, haha, like he creates a villain or something, and he's like, haha, you think chaos magic isn't real? Haha, here I am, haha.
Dan
I have
Slott's
chaos
not one of
magic,
those
haha.
writers who just doesn't care about stuff.
Dan Slott literally said "fuck you" to Jonathan Hickman and everybody on the X-Men team, and made Franklin Richards not a mutant, and that destroyed one of Jonathan Hickman's plans for an entire plot development that was revolving around Franklin Richards. And they did not talk to each other about it, which I find hilarious because I actually like Dan Slott. That was hilarious to me. I like his work.
It's mediocre at best.
I disagree. I think that his superior
Spider-Man. Can you say you
run.
like his writing, considering he's self-admitted to not writing most of his issues?
What do you mean? He says he's not. What are you talking about?
I think we're using air quotes wrong again.
What do you mean?
In that Marvel, what was it about?
In that Marvel universe. No. I'm going to stop you right now because I know exactly what you're talking about with the 616. There's a lot of stuff done to that episode in particular that was meant to make it look very comical, like he doesn't actually know what he's doing, and like he's just gonna be like, and I just come into the office and I don't know what I'm writing about.
He says he plots the issues and gets Christos Gage to write the dialogue.
Okay,
of a lot of his issues.
That's not. He said that, but okay.
He said that, but that's not what he meant. You sound like a Trump
I'm not going to be like that. I hate you. I hate you. I knew exactly what you were going to say, and I knew it.
He said attack the Capitol on the 6th of January, but that's not what he meant. You're taking his words out of context by describing them in the context they meant.
Okay. Tell you what, I'm going to go rewatch that episode because everybody's been attacking Dan Slott and saying that like he's like this big hack. Did you watch the
Stinger ending?
The Stinger?
The mid-credit scene, the end credit scene for this episode.
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah. That was weird.
Okay.
But yeah, I was going to say, the comic that this is not directly adapting, but the comic that inspired
loosely
this directly specifies chaos magic is not a thing. This is all Wanda's mutant ability, correct?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, something like that. He's basically like, it's not weird. A thing. This isn't chaos magic. It's...
Yeah. It's weird that this then brings in chaos magic and says, oh, you use chaos magic. You're the Scarlet Witch. And it's like, but the comic that inspired this directly states chaos magic does not exist.
Yeah, but she uses Scarlet Witch like a title, like Sorcerer Supreme, or like you're the fabled.
Because it's it's red magic. It's magic that's full of chaos.
Yeah.
Manipulation of reality and everything around it. Yeah, I get that. So I mean, I'm not that.
So I'm wondering,
is
it going to be like, oh, chaos magic isn't? Doctor Strange comes in and does that scene from the comics, where he's like, chaos magic is not a real thing. Yeah,
hopefully.
So you're a mutant.
Give me back my family. No, I wouldn't be opposed to it. You're a mutant.
Welcome to the Mutant Initiative.
I will. Ooh, I am not opposed to a big change if they're just gonna be like, yeah, chaos magic is the thing. Because like, look at what happened with Iron Man 3. You know, they really did a mask off, like, haha, you thought it was one thing, haha, it's not.
Yeah, but they're gonna bring the 10 rings in at some point. Like, there's
I hope
10 rings.
Yes.
I can't even explain
the Hail to the King short. I mean, there is a real. I mean, 10 Rings was the terrorist group, you know, that Obadiah Stane was working with in the first movie.
Yeah.
Like Trevor Slattery's character in Iron Man 3 was so fucking funny. Like I still, when I watch it now, I still hysterically laugh. But I was so disappointed Ben Kingsley. I was still so disappointed he wasn't the real Mandarin.
Yeah. I hated it at first. Like, I was really mad, but then looking back on it, the more I love it, honestly, and the more I really appreciate that movie. It's also written and directed by one of my favorite movie makers.
It's underrated. Really it's heavily underrated.
It is.
I don't.
Is it a good comic book movie? I don't know. Yeah, the ending kind of sucks.
The end is the only bit I have a problem with, and
all of a sudden exploding fireworks.
Yeah, we're potentially doing an MCU binge watch at this point, so I'm not going to get into too many thoughts here. But
all right, let's wrap it up with the after credit scene.
All right, and here's the big reveal: White Vision exists.
Moon Knight.
Wait, Oscar Isaac was in. Is he confirmed?
I don't really understand what I was saying with this. I remember that there was a White Vision in the comic books, but that's all I can think of.
Well, they've just reactivated Vision using the power source, the Chaos Magic power source.
Yeah, they put them back together pretty well.
Yeah.
You know, they were just cutting them apart willy-nilly, and I don't know, maybe they just put them back in the mold. Just pour all these parts back in the mold, and
I have a theory about
cook it for 5 minutes. Ding. It's ready.
I have two theories about this. Either one that I've seen going around on Reddit, and I did originally think as well, was fake Vision's going to be like the bad guy in the next episode, and him and fictional Vision, or like not fictional Vision, but like him and Wanda construct Vision are going to merge and create normal Vision, and he's going to be back. Or this is how we get Ultron back in the MCU.
Yeah. Look at those eyes. With the and he's got like a white stone right here.
Well, it just looks like it's kind of.
Can that be our thing every time? All hail. This is just our thing. Put our finger. That's it. That's what we do now. It's just like all hail. That's us. Welcome to the cult. Why are you stroking your unicorn horn? You're fucking.
Do you not know what that means?
This is a children's show. No, what does that mean?
Do you not have that in America?
We really don't.
If I do.
Dickhead?
Yeah. Yes, thank you, Josh.
Okay, that makes sense.
But just, one finger.
Yeah. The little thing right there.
All right, you do you, man.
Do we think that Tyler is...
Who's
trying to... Mephisto.
He's the head of the sword. Yeah, Mephisto.
Hayward.
Yeah, Tyler Hayward. Do we think that Tyler Hayward is just trying to like harness the ability of Vision, or maybe also Wanda's power?
Yes.
Okay.
I think he's got the best intentions at heart. Like he isn't a bad guy. He's just like a typical government guy. Like I don't think he's trying to rule the world with Vision. I don't think he's trying
America, you mean?
Yeah. I don't think he's like trying to be a bad guy. I don't think
I need my weapons.
He's not recreating Vision to rule the world. Like he is genuinely trying to protect the world.
Cancel culture's gone too far.
It's like in Avengers 1 where you have Nick Fury and like he's still building like all the sort of Hydra tech.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's like that. He's doing the wrong thing, but for the right reason.
Sure. Speaking of Avengers, do we want to start making bets on if Joss Whedon's going to get canceled or not?
He already has been.
No, I mean like canceled.
Joss Whedon has more shows coming out.
No, remember his show got his show on HBO got canceled.
What are you talking about?
Like
it's
entirely.
Still out there. No, it's coming.
It got filmed.
He's just not in charge of it.
Yeah, he quit before the first season was even released, but it's all filmed with him in charge though.
The Nevers.
Okay.
Yeah, the Nevers.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, he's still. It's still created by him.
Like it's all done. It just didn't come out yet.
Yeah, it's a Mutant Enemy Productions.
Huh. Okay. All right. Is there anything else about this episode that we want to talk about before we head out?
They address Wanda's accent coming and going as it pleases.
Coming and go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I loved that meme that you had sent of Mel throwing Barney out.
What was his name?
Sorry, Mo is what I meant.
Mel.
Did I think Mel? Yeah.
Jesus.
I was like, it's an M. Listen, I'm bad with names. You know this. I forgot your name for the first 3 months that we were talking on Discord. I was like, what's that guy's name?
That's a funny story. I actually mentioned Dave one point. I was like, what's his name? Because like his username does not have his real name in it.
Yeah, Sean. I at least learned yours. Josh, I didn't know his name at all until last month. I didn't know who you were. As far as I knew, you were just...
You didn't know who Craven J1 was?
No, I was just like, who is this fucking dog that keeps showing up in the chat? This is great.
At least my username is my name.
Comes in and records the podcast, and he's never in the chat.
What's his name? I don't fucking know. God, whatever. He just sends memes and likes to give me rib me and tell me that I'm useless.
At least my username has my real name in it. You're the wolf with the red rose or something like that.
Yeah, the wolf with... It's a lyric from Meatloaf. It's really, really cheesy.
Like, literally, I messaged Dave and I was like, what's this guy's real name?
At least yours came out and I was like, oh, it must, I really hope it is actually Sean. With Josh, I'm not even joking. All the time that we spoke, I was literally like, wait, who's actually in charge here? Dave, I was like, I don't know what to do about this. Like, when I gotta keep like hunting back. I was scrolling. And then we lost like 20 people in the original chat and I'm like, I don't even know what's happening anymore.
Yep. I mean,
yeah,
it's all there still. I
Yeah,
think we're getting way
if you
off
go
topic.
back,
We're
if
gonna
you
have
go
to
back to
cut
one
off.
of our, if you go back to one of our previous episodes, you do have Tyler asking Josh what his name was. It was like your name's
Oh yeah.
in like the
I was
first
like,
5 or
what's
6
your-
episodes. Like Josh's like name tag on the video version is Josh question mark.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I was like, your name is Josh? Because you hide your social media from everybody. I didn't know if okay, this is not a joke. All joking aside, I straight up did not know that Craven was your last name. I thought it was a nickname you gave yourself. Everybody gives themselves
C-Raven.
nicknames on here. Well, Craven I knew was a word, but I didn't realize it was your last name. So when you had that on there, I was just like, oh, he must be like Edgelord 6'9" over here. So I was like, okay, cool. I mean, that's not it, it's clever. I was like, maybe it's the name of his dog. I had no idea. Then you actually said, oh, it's my last name, and I'm like, oh fuck, I'm dumb as rocks. I have nothing in here. It's all empty. There's nothing left. There's no hope for me. Why am I in charge of this? This is bad. Did you just jerk off into your ear and just watch the cum cup? What is that? What is that motion?
It went straight through. More information in, and it just comes out.
It just all goes out. It's all gone.
It's like a neti pot.
And on that note, I'm going to call it right here for the episode. It's been a lot of fun. Thank you for joining us, guys. This has been the Cult of Comics. If you are a fan and you have enjoyed what you have seen here or heard here, please like and subscribe, follow, give us a share, give us a like, give us a follow, but most importantly, give us $1. You can find us on Patreon for Cult of Comics. If you give us the $1 level, higher level, we will give you a shout out on the show. If you give us the $5 or higher level on the show, we will come to your home. We will cuddle you, tell you sweet nothings at night, and tell you that everything's going to be okay during the middle of this really strange pandemic. So, of course, we'll be wearing gloves, so don't worry about that. If you give us the $10 or higher level, you get to actually come on the show, and then we'll talk about you. We'll, make fun of how you look. We'll talk about how your dad doesn't love you, or if you don't have a dad, we'll make fun of that.
Wait,
come on the
don't do
show
that.
anytime.
Wait, we shouldn't do that symbol. I forgot. We're not
Just
we got to reshoot this whole thing.
no, it's all up here now. Remember? If you
I regret
are
everything.
I regret knowing you. If you are seeing us on YouTube, smash that subscribe button, hit a like, give us the bell notification. It's going to be up here or over there or wherever the hell it's going to be over here. If you're checking us out on Spotify, Stitcher, Breaker, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, all the podcasts, you can find us on all of those. Give us a like, give us a share, give us a follow. If you are following us on social media, you can find us on Twitter at CCH Brown for me, Sean.
You can find me on Twitter at SeanWalsh747.
And Josh.
You can you can find me at Joshua Craven, if that is my real name.
If that is your real name.
I mean, there's 30 or 40 different Josh Cravens out there. So
is there
it could
really
be any one of them?
There's dozens of us.
Literally.
We're all here.
I mean, how many Tyler Browns could there be? 5?
Dude. Okay, so when I first moved to Seattle, this is a true story. I was driving to Seattle, and it was like a 3-hour drive. And I was turning on the radio, and it was a dubstep station, and I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll get down to this. And they said, welcome, Tyler Brown. And I'm like,
I am here in the house.
What the fuck? It turns out there was a DJ. He's a really popular DJ. Is that
Yeah.
DJ Tyler Brown in the mix?
My dad has a similar story that he tells in that when he moved here from far away, he ended up moving right next door to a guy with the same name as him.
That's weird.
Yeah. They're both in the military. They both have their records combined into like a super soldier kind of file. Like, this guy's got 80 years of service.
This man is a legend. He never stops.
So I think my mom tried to call him up once. And so she looks in the phone book. Okay, here he is. Calls up, lady answers. Oh, I'm looking for so-and-so. Oh, well, he's outside with the kids. Can I tell him who's calling?
No. Oh, no.
So I almost didn't exist.
Oh, man. Can you imagine? Oh, that would be so funny.
You want the other guy.
Oh, that one. He's the neighbor. God, no one would believe that story.
Asshole.
Thank you very much for watching. Thank you for listening. And per usual, have an awesome rest of your day. All hail and have a wonderful night.